Stop everything. Because what just erupted inside the Braxton family circle is being described by insiders as a nuclear-level betrayal that no amount of damage control can undo. This is not a slow leak. This is not a misunderstanding. This is a truth bomb that allegedly slipped out of Tamar Braxton's mouth and shattered everything in its path, including her own sister's marriage. According to explosive whispers spreading like wildfire, Tamar didn't just hint this time. She allegedly exposed a secret that was never supposed to see daylight, claims that Towanda's husband cheated. And the moment those words allegedly surfaced, the entire family dynamic collapsed in real time. Fans say you could feel the shift instantly, the energy changed, the silence got loud. And Towanda? Sources claim she broke down in tears, blindsided and humiliated by a revelation she insists should have stayed private. Social media erupted within minutes. Twitter went to war. Fan pages split into sides. Old interviews are now being replayed with chilling new context. As viewers point out moments where Towanda looked uncomfortable, distant, or emotionally exhausted. Suddenly, those moments don't look random. They look like warning signs. And Tamar? She's being called everything from reckless to brutally honest. Some say she crossed an unforgivable line. Others say she finally told the truth no one else had the courage to say. But one thing is undeniable. Once this alleged secret hit the air, there was no taking it back. Stay right here. Because what comes next isn't just messy, it's devastating. The moment the live stream went live, something felt wrong. Not loud wrong, not chaotic wrong, quiet wrong. According to viewers who swear they felt it instantly, Tamar Braxton wasn't in her usual explosive mode. She was measured, controlled, almost detached. And in the world of celebrity meltdowns, that's the most dangerous version of all. Because when someone that expressive goes calm, it usually means they've already decided to burn the bridge instead of arguing on it. Not names, not dates, just truths. Fans leaned in. Comment sections slowed down. Screens were recorded. And then she said the sentence that allegedly detonated everything. Some of us stayed faithful. Some of us stayed quiet. The silence that followed was deafening. Within seconds, people connected the dots. Tamar didn't have to say Towanda's husband's name. She didn't have to. That whisper never made it to the official replay, but fans swear they heard it live. Clips circulated anyway, slowed down, enhanced, analyzed. The internet decided what it heard. According to so-called insiders, Towanda was watching the live as it happened. And when the implication landed, it hit her like a physical blow. Sources claim she dropped her phone, left the room, and broke down in tears so intense that production had to pause filming. Not a dramatic cry, not a performative sob, a silent, shaking collapse that comes when something you've been avoiding suddenly becomes public property. And that's when the backstory started pouring out. Anonymous accounts claiming proximity to the family began posting details that felt too specific to be random. Allegedly, there had been tension in Towanda's marriage for months. Late nights explained away, messages deleted too quickly. A phone kept face down. Fans began pulling old clips where Towanda joked about trust being a choice, laughing just a little too hard. At the time, it sounded like filler. Now it sounded like deflection. Then came the alleged screenshots. A blurry image surfaced of a text exchange saved under a nickname, not a name. The messages weren't explicit, but they were intimate enough to raise alarms. Heart emojis, late-night timestamps. A wish you were here that set the internet on fire. No verification, no confirmation, just enough to feel real. Tamar, meanwhile, went silent. That silence only made things worse. Because according to insiders, Tamar had been sitting on this information for a long time, not out of malice, but out of loyalty. But something changed, and people think they know what. Viewers immediately clocked who the target was, Tamar. The comments were brutal, accusations flew. And according to chatter, Tamar saw the live and snapped. Because here's the part fans can't stop talking about. Towanda's husband didn't just defend his wife. He allegedly attacked Tamar's character, called her negative, called her exhausting, called her someone they had to distance themselves from. And for Tamar, that crossed a line. Insiders claim Tamar felt scapegoated, painted as the villain while holding a secret that, if revealed, would flip the entire narrative. And in that moment, restraint gave way to resentment. Not because she wanted revenge, but because she was tired of being silent while others played innocent. Fans replayed it with new eyes. TikTok edits exploded. Side-by-sides of Towanda smiling publicly while allegedly unraveling privately went viral within hours. Then the alleged confrontation happened. According to whispers, Tamar and Towanda had a heated phone call after the live stream. Voices raised, accusations flying. Towanda reportedly asked Tamar why she would ever imply something so damaging. Tamar allegedly responded with one sentence that ended the conversation: "I didn't imply it." That line, though unconfirmed, spread like gasoline. Fans began speculating that Tamar wasn't revealing anything new. She was confirming what had already been whispered behind closed doors. And that made it worse, because confirmation hits harder than rumor. Towanda, according to sources, felt betrayed on two levels: by her husband, if the allegations are true, and by her sister for letting it come out this way. Friends close to Towanda claim she felt ambushed, humiliated, and stripped of control over her own narrative. Crying fits reportedly followed, not on camera, not for attention, just raw devastation. Meanwhile, Tamar's supporters rallied around her, arguing that she had been provoked, that she was tired of being painted as the problem while others' issues stayed buried, that if you're going to call someone wicked, you better make sure your own house is clean. The family group chat allegedly went dark. No statements, no clarifications, just silence. And then, late that night, a cryptic tweet appeared from an account known for leaking accurate celebrity information. It read, "This wasn't the first time. No names, no hashtags, but everyone knew who it was about." That single tweet pushed the story into overdrive. Blogs picked it up, commentary channels dissected it, fans demanded answers. And Towanda? Still silent. No denial, no explanation. Just absence. Which only fueled the most dangerous question of all. What if Tamar didn't reveal a lie? What if she revealed something everyone worked overtime to keep hidden? Because if that's the case, this isn't just sister drama. It's a marriage on the edge, a family in freefall, and a truth that refuses to stay buried. And according to the whispers getting louder by the hour, the next thing to surface won't be an implication. It will be a receipt. By the next morning, the silence was no longer neutral. It was accusatory. According to alleged insiders, Towanda didn't sleep that night. She reportedly replayed the live stream over and over, stuck on the exact second Tamar's tone shifted, the moment where implication hardened into something that felt undeniable. Friends say Towanda wasn't angry at first. She was stunned, shocked in the way someone gets when a truth they've been avoiding suddenly has witnesses. And then the messages started coming in, not from fans, from people who knew too much. According to anonymous accounts claiming proximity to the situation, Towanda's phone allegedly filled with "I'm sorry" texts that didn't explain what they were sorry for. No denial. No clarification, just regret. That message, if real, is what insiders say broke her. Towanda allegedly confronted her husband that same day. No cameras, no producers, just closed doors and years of unresolved tension boiling over. Sources claim the confrontation escalated fast, raised voices, accusations, and a moment of silence so heavy it felt final. One insider alleges Towanda asked a direct question she had avoided for months, and the answer she got was not the one she wanted. Meanwhile, Tamar was trending everywhere, not because she followed up, because she didn't. Her refusal to explain, retract, or soften her words only fueled speculation. Fans dissected her body language from the live stream like forensic evidence. They pointed out how she paused before speaking, how she exhaled afterward, how she looked relieved, not malicious. That distinction mattered to her supporters. Then came the alleged leaked voice note. A short audio clip began circulating in private DMs and fan forums, supposedly Tamar speaking to a friend. The voice said, "I didn't say it to hurt her." The clip was never verified. Tamar never acknowledged it. But it sounded real enough to shift the narrative. Because if Tamar had been lying before, lying by omission, that reframed everything. Towanda finally reappeared online that evening, and the shift was unmistakable. No makeup, no captions, just a single story post of her eyes red and swollen, staring off camera. No words. That image detonated the internet. Even people who doubted the cheating allegations paused, because pain like that doesn't perform well. It just exists. Celebrities began reacting in subtle but unmistakable ways. Each interaction poured gasoline on the fire. Towanda's husband, meanwhile, went completely dark. His social media accounts were suddenly private. Old posts disappeared. A selfie from 2 weeks prior vanished without explanation. Fans noticed immediately. Silence from the accused always speaks louder than defense. According to fictionalized insider chatter, producers were scrambling behind the scenes. Emergency meetings were held. Calls were made about whether this would spill onto the show, whether cameras should roll or stop, because this wasn't just drama anymore, this was real damage. Then a new layer surfaced, one that complicated everything. An anonymous account posted screenshots allegedly showing Tamar had warned Towanda months ago, not publicly, privately. The message, if real, was calm and careful. "If there's something going on, don't let it eat you alive," it read. The timestamp predated the live stream by months. If that message is authentic, it changes Tamar's role completely, because that would mean she didn't expose a secret. She confirmed one she tried to protect. Towanda's supporters pushed back hard. They accused Tamar of using implication as a weapon, of choosing a public platform instead of a phone call, of humiliating her sister for clicks and attention. The comment sections turned vicious. "Family betrayal hits harder than cheating," one user wrote. That sentiment spread fast. But Tamar's supporters weren't backing down. They pointed out that Towanda and her husband had publicly attacked Tamar first. That they framed her as toxic while hiding their own fractures. And if you throw stones from a glass house, eventually it shatters. Then came the alleged second confrontation. According to whispers, Towanda reached out to Tamar directly, not to argue, to ask why. That line hit a nerve online. Fans replayed the earlier live stream where Towanda's husband criticized Tamar. Suddenly, his words felt less like protection and more like projection. And the theory took hold that Tamar didn't break first, she broke last. As the night wore on, another rumor surfaced that sent chills through fan circles. Supposedly, there exists a longer audio recording from the live stream that never aired publicly. One where Tamar allegedly goes further before being cut off. No one has produced it, no one has confirmed it. But multiple accounts claim it exists. Towanda posted again just before midnight, a black screen, white text. No names, no accusations, just pain. The comments flooded instantly, support poured in, but so did questions, because no denial followed. And in celebrity scandals, denial is currency. The absence of it only deepened the speculation that Tamar hadn't lied. She'd slipped. By morning, blogs were running headlines they couldn't walk back. Fans were choosing sides they wouldn't abandon. And the family, once known for unity through chaos, felt fractured in a way that looked permanent. Then the most dangerous rumor yet began circulating. According to a source who claims to have seen it, Towanda's husband allegedly admitted something. Not publicly, not fully, but enough to confirm Tamar wasn't wrong. Not a confession, a justification. The kind that doesn't deny the act, only minimizes it. If that's true, then this story is no longer about whether cheating happened. It's about who knew, who stayed quiet, and who finally stopped. And the most explosive detail? According to whispers getting louder by the hour, Tamar isn't done talking. She's done protecting. And if she decides to say the one thing she's still holding back, this situation won't just hurt feelings, it will end relationships. By the third day, the story had stopped feeling like gossip and started feeling like fallout. According to alleged insiders, the Braxton family wasn't debating damage control anymore. They were bracing for impact. Whatever had been quietly contained for years had broken free, and no amount of silence could force it back into the box. Towanda reportedly disappeared from public view entirely. No lives, no comments, no thank you for the love posts. Friends close to her claim she was emotionally wrecked, cycling between anger, disbelief, and a grief that had nothing to do with the internet and everything to do with betrayal. Behind closed doors, the alleged tension with her husband reached a breaking point. Whispers claim the conversations stopped being circular and started becoming confrontational. Not about rumors, about patterns, about late nights that suddenly made sense, about explanations that no longer landed. That question changed everything, because if you're asking how long, you're no longer questioning if. Meanwhile, Tamar was doing the opposite of what critics expected. She wasn't celebrating, she wasn't posting subliminals, she wasn't feeding the fire. She went quiet in a way that felt intentional, the calm of someone who had finally put down a weight she'd been carrying alone. A dangerous combination when secrets are involved. Then the alleged receipts escalated. A well-known gossip account teased that they had been sent messages from multiple sources confirming the same timeline. Not details, not names, just consistency. And consistency is what turns rumors into narratives people believe. The account didn't post the messages. They didn't need to. That post went viral in minutes. Celebrities began reacting more openly. Fans interpreted every vague statement as a side being chosen. The temperature kept rising. Towanda's husband finally resurfaced and made everything worse. According to those watching closely, he didn't deny the allegations. He didn't even address them directly. That single post ignited outrage. Fans accused him of deflection, of hiding behind vague language instead of accountability, of speaking in circles while his wife was visibly breaking. Towanda, allegedly furious, removed his name from her bio within hours. That move sent shockwaves across social media. Comment sections erupted. "That tells me everything," one fan wrote. Screenshots spread like wildfire. Blogs updated headlines in real time. And suddenly, the idea that this was all a misunderstanding collapsed under the weight of one quiet digital edit. Then came Tamar's most devastating move. Not because it was loud, but because it was final. She unfollowed them both. No announcement, no explanation, just a clean break that fans recognized immediately. Because unfollowing in celebrity culture isn't casual, it's a statement. And for Tamar, known for fighting until exhaustion, that silence felt louder than any rant. Insiders claim Tamar had one last conversation with Towanda before cutting ties. Not to argue, not to justify, to apologize. Allegedly, Tamar said she was sorry for how it came out, but not for why. That distinction mattered, because it confirmed something painful. She stood by the truth, even if it cost her the relationship. Towanda's reaction, according to whispers, was devastation layered with clarity. One source claims Towanda finally realized that Tamar wasn't trying to hurt her. She was trying to stop being the family's designated villain while everyone else's mess stayed hidden. That realization didn't heal the wound, but it changed who Towanda blamed. And then the final rumor surfaced, the one nobody wanted to touch. According to multiple anonymous sources, this wasn't the first time Towanda had confronted her husband about infidelity. It was just the first time someone else acknowledged it out loud. If true, that reframes Tamar's words entirely, not as exposure, but as confirmation of a truth Towanda had been quietly living with. The internet slowed down after that. The tone shifted, the jokes stopped, because suddenly this wasn't entertainment, it was pain with a face. Towanda posted one final story late that night. No quotes, no captions, just a photo of her holding her children's hands. The message was unmistakable. Whatever happens next, they come first. Fans flooded the comments with support. Even Tamar's supporters paused, recognizing the weight of that moment. And Tamar? She finally spoke, briefly. "One day I'll tell my story without anyone else's secrets in it," she wrote. That sentence landed like a full stop, because it confirmed the one thing everyone suspected. Tamar knows more, much more, and she's choosing, for now, not to burn everything down. But the damage is done. Towanda's marriage sits under a microscope it may never escape. The family dynamic is fractured in a way that can't be edited into a reunion moment, and fans are left grappling with an uncomfortable truth. Sometimes the messiest revelations aren't about betrayal. They're about exhaustion. Exhaustion from protecting. Exhaustion from pretending. Exhaustion from being quiet so others can look clean. This story didn't end with a confession. It ended with distance, with boundaries, with unfollows and silence and grief that doesn't need proof to be real. And the most chilling part of all, if Tamar ever decides that one day is today, this won't be a scandal. It will be a reckoning. If you've made it this far, understand this clearly. You are watching a story unfold that will never be told this raw again. Once the narratives get cleaned up, once the statements get polished, once the silence turns strategic, the truth you just witnessed will be buried under PR smiles and family healing interviews. And if you leave now, You will miss the moment where everything finally cracks wide open. This isn't just celebrity drama. This is a cautionary tale about secrets, loyalty, and what happens when one person gets tired of being the villain so everyone else can stay comfortable. And whether you believe Tamar crossed a line or finally told the truth, one thing is undeniable. Nothing about this family will ever look the same again. So don't sit on the sidelines pretending this doesn't matter. Hit like if you felt that tension in your chest. Comment if you've ever watched someone get blamed while everyone else stayed silent. Subscribe if you know this story isn't over. Because it's not even close. More receipts will surface, more voices will crack, more accidental truths will slip. And when they do, you'll want to already be here, already locked in, already part of the conversation everyone else will be scrambling to catch up to. Engage now, because silence is how stories get rewritten, and you already know too much to look away.